Hey, yo, Detroit, man, was good. Welcome to DDS, the voice of Detroit. What's happening, family? What's good, man? I'm hoping everybody is having a great day. How y'all been out there, man? Yeah, I missed y'all a little bit. Not too much, just a yeah, a little bit. But before we get started today, on the real, now it was brought to my attention that maybe, just maybe, I may have some badass kids, and maybe, just maybe, I may help influence these bad kids. You're wondering how did I come to this conclusion? Well, yesterday morning, the kids were arguing with their mother. Well, you know, they were doing bad shit. And the mama said, boy, stop before I slap you in your mouth. And the little boy said, slap my balls. That's what the one son said. That's what the littlest one said. Then the little one that's a little bit older, he said, yeah, slap my nuts. So mama got mad. She came out here. She said, I'm tired of you. You are a bad influence on these kids. Did you hear what they in there saying? I said, man, what? You're a bad influence. Oh, man, influence these nuts. Hello, Detroit. So now let me know in the comments what you think. Did I help do this? Or was the kids just born bad? Before we get into it, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you will be by the end of this video. But if you are a subscriber, don't move. Because today, not only are we about to get into crime and the D and other dumbass criminals, but I got a great joke. Because since it was Kids Day, and I said, let me give the kids something good, a good joke to take back to school and tell all the other little kids and the teachers. So now at the end of this video, I'm gonna give the kids a great joke. Now, if you're not a kid watching, if you're a parent watching, you got some little bad kids, make sure to tell them this. So don't move. You don't want to miss this. It's gonna be a classic. And at the end of the video, I want y'all to comment how long you think it's gonna take after that joke was told for your kid to get suspended from school. So make sure you like spending time with the kids before you tell that joke. Now, right now, let's get straight to it, man. Now the city been going crazy as usual. You know, that's nothing new. But today, we're going to get into something a little bit different. We're going to start off with a 23-year-old dead after drowning at Milan Beach in Monroe County. Milan Beach, a 23-year-old Toledo resident died after drowning at Milan Beach in Monroe County around 6:02 p.m. Monroe County Central Dispatch received a call reporting a 23-year-old had disappeared underwater. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office dive team responded to the scene immediately and begun efforts to locate the victim underwater. The victim was recovered from the water shortly after, about 8 p.m. That's not too shortly, but yeah, around 8 p.m. I want to get this show on my screen, man. Yeah. So about 8 p.m. That's not too shortly after because they called at 6:02 and they found him at 8. Yeah, he was pronounced dead on the scene. The incident remains under investigation as to why and how he got underneath that water. Detroit, what have we learned from a story like this? If you can't swim, you bound to drown. Let's move right along. So now our next story is Detroit police. Two killed. Two killed after car crashes into pole. Driver flees on foot. Let's get into that. So, Detroit, Michigan, the driver of a deadly car crash fled from the scene on foot this morning. Detroit police say the driver of the car hit a pole at Grand River Avenue and Collins Street on the city's northwest side. Boom! Investigators say the driver exited the crash car and fled on foot. Two passengers in the vehicle, a man and a woman, were both killed in the crash. Police have no information on the driver at this time because two passengers was dead and they couldn't tell them nothing. But the investigation is ongoing. What did we learn? Don't come pick me up, nigga. I'll drive myself and meet you there. Drive no dumbass nigga. He wanna run and flee. Yeah. Be careful who you riding with. If a nigga pull up on you, be like, yeah, man, throw those 2 bricks of cocaine in the back seat in that pistol and hop on in. You better turn around and go in the house. Because yeah, he's not stopping for no nigga, man. He ain't going back to the joint. Hell no. All right, so now that's what we learned from that. What else? Okay, so now we also have something hot. Oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna give you one more. Here we go. One killed, six hospitalized after fiery crash. $4 million food stamp fraud, man. Body slam and rob. Oh, they done robbed the food stamp bandit. All right. Southfield, Michigan. A woman was killed and six others were hospitalized after a fiery crash. Three crime ring suspects were charged in that $4 million food stamp ring. Yeah, racking up all the food stamps. They ain't sent me nothing. Yeah, fuck them. In the food stamp fraud scam at Detroit area Sam's Club. And surveillance video captures the assault of a man who was body slammed and robbed outside of Detroit party store. Well, tell me more about it. One woman was killed last week when police said two cars collided on Detroit's west side. One car into a nearby building and igniting a fire. Detroit emergency crews were called to the terrible crash near Grand River and Southfield around 1:20 a.m. on Memorial Day. The crime ring behind the $4 million food stamp ring fraud enterprise at Detroit area Sam's Club. Three suspects have been charged in one of the largest retail fraud cases that ever hit Michigan's law enforcement desk after an alleged crime ring was found to be using stolen credit card data to scam Metro Detroit stores out of more than $4 million in purchases. The criminal organization, which includes both boosters and fencers and all other type of geeky niggas, is made up of at least 10 individuals. And Michigan Attorney General's office said Tuesday morning, I can't stand them niggas. Now, a man hospitalized after getting body slammed on concrete and robbed outside the store. Now, surveillance video captures a recent savage assault outside a Detroit party store that left the victim robbed and seriously injured. The video is hard to watch. A 55-year-old man was walking out when he got hoisted in the air and body slammed on the ground, and they tore his pockets off and give me that cash, old nigga, and kicked him in his ass. We are still looking for those suspects. Well, I ain't looking for them niggas, but the police is. Now, all these stories got rambled together so swiftly. Let's break them down in sections. Okay, so now the woman killed and the six hospitalized people. Now, that was a separate story. That happened on Grand River, and like I told you, it was terrible. Niggas dead, bodies flying, wigs flying, all type of niggas dying. The second story, the crime behind the food stamp fraud. So I'm guessing somebody got wind of one of them damn food stampers and caught him slipping at Sam's Club and bust his ass. I really don't know. Because whoever put these stories together, well, no, great job. But let's move right along to what you came for. This week's dumbass criminal. Now, I got a couple doozies for you this week. The first one I'm going to start with is something prime time. Since Father's Day is coming up, let's take a second out to recognize the fathers across Michigan and across the world. This one is called An Innocent Game on Father's Day. A 10-year-old boy was playing with his father's old handcuffs on Father's Day. He cuffed himself to his daddy, William Klein, but the key was lost during the game. So now, William called the local police in Des Moines, Iowa, to help him get the cuffs off. As a routine police ran Klein through. Man, all right, let's slow it down. So he called the police to come and get the cuffs off. Something must have triggered it off. Like, why do you have these cuffs? He might be a sicko. So they ran dog named Mr. Klein through their database and found 2 arrest warrants outstanding. Shortly after, They recuffed Clan, but this time it was for real, and it was they cuffs. So now let's break that down. Hey, Dad, you want to play cops and robbers? Sure, son. Who you want to be? I'll be the cop. I'll be the robber. I got a couple warrants. I'm pretty good at this. So he's running around. Boom, 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 pat, pat, boom, boom. Gotcha. Gotcha, Dad. You got me, son. Boom. He cuffed his daddy. Cuffed himself. That son, the both were supposed to go on me, but that's cool. I'm taking you down personally. Okay, great game, son. Where's the keys? Huh? What keys? The keys to the cuffs, boy. Ah, some keys? Supposed to go like this? Shit. So he called the police up. Officer Friendly, me and my son were having just being silly, playing a silly old game of cops and robbers with some real handcuffs. I don't know where we got them from. But the whole thing of it is, we lost the key during the game. Can you just pull up over here and maybe use your handcuff key and uncuff us? I had no problem. What's your name? I'm Mr. Johnny Klein. Pull it right up. 866 Stupid Nigga Road. So boom, the police, they took off. As they pulling up, they running this nigga now. We better look at how stupid he is. Why, thank you very much, Mr. Klein. Guys, right on time. Yeah, I hope you got the key on you? Yeah, I got it. Why don't you put your other hand behind your back and reach? Shit, man. Fuck you, Junior. Got a key, and he would have got away with it too. If it wasn't for those pesky kids. So now, I'm going to give y'all one more for the road. Y'all feel like y'all haven't had enough. Need one more for the road. This one is called Flirting with His Victim. All righty. Scottish. Right off the rip, I know this nigga Clive. The Scottish niggas to be extra stupid. All right, so Scottish shoplifter Aaron Morrison might be one of the most stupidest thieves down in Scotland. So now, no, they say not only in Scotland, he's one of the most dumbest thieves in the history of all stupidness. Now, after stealing a bottle of vodka, he one of the sleaziest, dirt hustling ass thieves too. Steal something good, hit a bank. Anyway, he steal a cheap ass bottle of vodka from a liquor store. He stayed there in order to flirt with the shop clerk. He got some drinks. He might as well have some company. So even gave her his name and number. After that, it wasn't difficult to trace his whereabouts after they ran the cameras back. Let's break that one down. I'm not mad at him. I kind of understand him. I feel what he's going through. Naturally, nobody want to drink alone. And he started drinking that motherfucking big ass stolen cheap vodka, boy. His dick over, dick hard, nuts smoking. He wants some pussy and he ain't joking. So he said, well, I know how this night gonna go. Because he been beating his meat all week, stealing that cheap shit and getting drunk without no chicks. So he said, fuck that. I'll steal something to drink. Then I'll invite her over. Because he stopped down at the grocery store and stole a couple steaks, one rose, and a couple of them candles and shit. He was gonna make it real special. So he said, well, fuck it, let me go steal the drinks and find a date at the same time. So he stole a good bottle. He came in, he said, babe, what you drink? She said, me, I don't drink too much. But when you did drink, what do you drink? I like cheap vodka. You my kind of girl. I really want to say that. I like cheap vodka. My kind of girl. So now, do you have a preference? It don't really matter to me. Cool. Boom, boom. Ah. Ah. So yeah, baby. Speaking of vodka, I'm also a vodka drinker. What you doing something tonight? Not much. I tell you what, take my name and number. You give me a call. I got some steaks back at the house, some vodka. That's the cheap shit you like. I got you some flowers and shit. He popped that rose. As he was still taking out the stolen rose to give to her, that's when she seen the liquor bulging. So he gave it to her. But keep in mind, it's too late. He already gave her the name and the number. So he said, here, baby. She said, what's that? No, we ain't gonna know. You better put that cheap vodka back. That's my He ran up out of there. But she called the police. They say, the cameras wasn't even on. The cameras was broke. She said, how can we find this nigga? Well, he did give me his name and number. They ran his cell phone. Got his address and everything. Went and picked his dumb ass up. He was drinking a cheap vodka and beating his meat when they came to his door. Put your hands up. I'll see y'all next time, man. DDS. But before we go, y'all thought I forgot, didn't you? Now, this is the joke. I want y'all to go back and tell to the kids. Now, pay attention to it very closely. I don't want you to don't go back and fuck it up and mess it up and ain't shit and talk about you got it from me. Now, listen. Okay, kiddies, gather around. There were 3 ducks swimming in an illegal pond. So the duck police came, cuffed them all up, and took them to jail for swimming in an illegal pond. So the next morning, it's time to go to court. So they bring them to the courtroom, the duck court, and the judge calls up the first duck. He say, come on up here. What's your name and what were you doing in the pond? So he says, well, my name's Mr. Duck, Your Honor, and my name's Mr. Duck, and I was just in the pond blowing bubbles. That's a legal pond. Can't blow any bubbles in there. It's 6 months. Next, he sent him to jail. So the next duck come up. He said, yeah, what's your name? And what were you doing in the pond, sir? He said, well, Your Honor, my name's Mr. Duck Duck, and I was also blowing bubbles. Can't blow bubbles in the pond. 6 months. Next. So last duck, he come up. He said, so what's your name? I guess you're supposed to be Mr. Duck Duck Duck. He said, no, Your Honor, my name is Bubbles. See y'all next time, silly ass niggas. DDS, man, you know what it is, man. The voice of Detroit. Nigga, I'm gone, boy. Yeah.